Hello and good day. I'm Prophet Thomas, better known as the Woke Prophet. And today I'm going to be talking about Valentine's Day and explaining to you how this is a demonic holiday, how it is a pagan holiday, and also giving you information to help you understand how this holiday even came about. Now, the Romans had a pagan festival named Lupercalia. All right. Now, with this festival, it was held on February the 13th through February the 15th. Now, they celebrated the pagan god Pan, which is the god of the wild. They also celebrated the pagan god Juno, which is the god of love and marriage. Now, with this festival, they had a lot of orgies and just was doing a lot of sexual things during this time. Now, some of the rituals that were performed during this Lupercalia were they had priests the priests would sacrifice goats and dogs, right? So that's what they would do. They would sacrifice these goats and dogs. After they killed these animals, they were led to an altar. So it was led to this altar, and then they would take bloody knives, and they would smear the blood on the foreheads of the priests. So that's what they would do. They would smear this blood on their foreheads. After the blood was smeared on their foreheads, someone would wipe the blood off with wool, but they would dip the wool in milk, and then they would wipe this blood off. So that's how we get the colors of red and white for Valentine's Day. So actually, the red that represents the blood, and the white represents the wool dipped in milk. All right. Something else that they did as well, they will also cut strips of the animal. So they would cut these long strips of the animal's skin, and the men would run around drunk, they would run around naked, and they would whip the woman. Now, this was believed to make the woman fertile. So the woman, this would be an honor for them to get whipped. So they would take their clothes off so they could be whipped. Something else that they did, so they also took a jar, and all of the females put their names in this jar, and the males would go and they would draw different names. Whichever name that they picked out, that would be their mate. So they would have sex all throughout the festival, and they would deal with these women like these women would be their mates. So, and some of them would even deal with the woman to the next festival. Now, the problem with this is the Romans did not want anyone to get married. So this was prohibited. So the men could not marry. And the reason why, because they felt as if the men married, they wouldn't be strong for war. So in other words, they would be fighting, and they would be thinking like, okay, I got to get back to my wife. So, this was a way to stop this, so they wouldn't have a chance to miss their wives because they couldn't even get married. So that's how that came about. Now, it was a priest by the name of a Catholic priest by the name of Saint Valentine. All right. Now, what this priest was doing, he didn't agree with this rule that they came up with. So he saw that a lot of the young people were in love. They wanted to get married. So what he started doing was going behind their backs and was marrying people. Anyway, he was marrying these couples when he was not supposed to be doing this. So he got caught, and so they put him to death for doing this. Now, after they put him to death for doing this, so now you have the Christians, you have Christianity, and then you also have pagans. So the pagans, they didn't believe in Yeshua. They worshiped multiple gods. So the Christians, they worship Yeshua. So they was trying to find a way to merge, the religions together to get these pagans to follow them. So they would follow the Christians. So what they did was they still had this festival, and they agreed to have this festival, but instead of naming it the Lupercalia, they changed it to Valentine's Day. Now, they changed this because the priest that died, the Catholic priest that died, his name was Saint Valentine. So this was a way for them to cover up that name to make it seem more holy, and also the pagans, the one that were pagan, and they were involved in the pagan religion, they could still continue to have this festival. So this is something that they did. So I make a lot of videos explaining that these holidays are pagan holidays, and you should stay away from these things. These pagan holidays, again, they are attached to pagan gods. So whenever you're celebrating these holidays, you are opening up a door for this god Pan, this false god Pan, this false god Junio, to enter you. So always keep that in mind. All of this stuff is pagan religion, and the Christians wanted the pagans to follow them. So they tried to merge all of these different holidays and try to cover them up so that you wouldn't know that they were demonic. But again, when you celebrate this is opening up a door for demonic spirits to enter you. Everyone have a safe and blessed day.